Hi class, and welcome to week 9. This week is devoted to creating the first draft of your portfolio project. So I'm curious how it went for you last week with your mid-course review and reflection. So I really hope that you got a whole lot more out of the first class of the course by taking the time to review and reflect on it, and also by taking the time to create your own creative leadership knowledge, skills, and understanding. I think that would be a really good basis for starting in on this week and creating your portfolio project. Okay, so this week, the portfolio project. All right, so each week you've been doing bits of your portfolio project in different assignments. You've been working on your map, your dashboard, and your travelogue, which of course are 3 elements of your portfolio project. As you begin the week, of course, it would be very wise of you to go back and look at the document you got in lesson 1.3, your portfolio project, and look at all the very specific requirements that you need to meet in order to get all the points on your portfolio project. Okay, as you recall from way back in week 1, the map component of your portfolio project is really about the idea of if you want to go somewhere, it's really helpful to know where you've been and where you want to go, and that's how you use an actual map. Now the map here can be more literal or more metaphorical. So if you want, you can go with a more kind of fanciful, mystical sort of or cartoony map, which is much more symbolic, as in this. So you're the leader trying to get to the mythical your mythical creative leadership ideal, and on the way you may have difficulties, you may have successes and surprises, and so those things are what you put on your map, and each of the locations represent things you've written in your travelogue, and also some other specific locations that are written in your portfolio project. Again, you're welcome to take any format you want, something more free-form, artistic, cartoony, something more mythical like this, or you can do something much more graphical, which is more informative for you. You can base it like on a city or a geographic location, or something completely different. You may take some existing map and superimpose on it and use your skills to have little call outs and such. Completely up to you, as long as you meet the objectives. The dashboard. Okay, again, this is like using the dashboard as a metaphor. The idea here, again, is that if you want to be a good creative leader, in addition to reviewing and reflecting, you have to be sensing what's going on all around you all the time, knowing how well you're performing up to your own standards of creative leadership. And those standards are represented by what we've been calling metrics. And by now you understand that a metric it's a characteristic that you're trying to measure, and we measure it using some sort of numerical scale. And it can be simply on, off, like an indicator. So like a dashboard, you can have something like, the dials you see here. So it could be a dial going from like low to high. There's going to be some sort of a units associated with it. It can be some kind of a graph that can show how well you're doing compared to something else. It can be a table. It can be an indicator, like uh-oh, out of gas, or some kind of a warning. And it can take any number of other different forms, and that's up to you to determine what the metric should be, what the measurement should be, or the scale that's most appropriate for the characteristics you're trying to measure. And again, review the portfolio project document so you know what is actually required to accomplish a dashboard part. And the travelogue. You guys have been making these great entries all the time, each week, and we're just going to put those together. And again, you can do that just in your website, and if some of you are so inclined, you can do it in more of a Facebook-y fashion. But don't feel compelled to get real elaborate on this. The idea is for you to benchmark the progress you've been making each week of this course, and then we'll leave placeholders for the places that you're going to go in the future. All right, now before you dive into your portfolio project, you're going to spend about an hour reading the Flip Manifesto by Daniel Pink. And as you'll find out, he likes to present counterintuitive ideas about motivation, innovation, and leadership. And I think this is a really nice thing to look at before you dive in to making your first draft of your portfolio project. So again, I strongly urge you to look at this, be real cognizant of all the specifics that are needed, and if we haven't gotten to them yet, leave placeholders for them. And as we indicated back in week 1, although this course is part of a design program, this is not a design course, so I'm not so concerned with how, say, pretty your portfolio project is. I'm much more concerned about the intent, that it's reflecting what you're learning in this course. Okay, that's it for your little introduction for week 9. I hope you have a great time pulling together everything you've learned, especially after your review and reflection last week. Okay, good luck with your work this week, and I will see you in week 10.